All right, back again with another video. Welcome to Marxisms. Please like and subscribe and share. It's important to share some of these videos, especially what's going on in Portland right now, um, because the news media, as we know, the news media likes to blow things out of proportion. Even the local news media was portraying the situation last night at the Portland ice facility as getting heated. Oh, this is a lot heated. It's like so people are yelling, people are screaming, people are um, protesting. That's what protesting is. Normally, we have this kind of situation where it's just people peacefully hanging out. This is the kind of encampment here where they keep waters and things like that. You'll see that later on in another video that from my man on the street who went last night and tonight. And yes, violence has broken out. There was a fight between a protester and some out of state right wingers that come to cause trouble and stir shit up. The local protesters, the ones the protesters are local. They're from Portland. The right wingers come from outside, from Washington and hell, maybe even Spokane. I mean, there's a lot of white supremacists out there in eastern Washington and probably eastern Oregon as well. But I know Washington and eastern Washington and northern Idaho are hotbeds for fascists, right wing white supremacist types. It's notorious for that. My friend Bajan, who lives in whose son was arrested by the FBI for peacefully protesting. We can't forget about that because that should still be in the news, and I'm going to bring it up every time because it's an important test case that the Trump administration is trying to make it so that they can arrest anybody for protesting and call it conspiracy. So it's a really important case, and hopefully they lose. And what is flapping in the background here? All right, let's put that down. All right, I got the fan on. It's hot today. I'm kind of feverish today. I got my shingles shot yesterday, and last night was just I had fever dreams all night, and it was awful. And I still feel kind of crappy, but anyway, I'm gonna make it through this. I promise. So then I won't get shingles. Yay, because shingles suck. If having the vaccine is anything like having shingles, I mean, which lasts for months and months and months, I'll be happy to go through a couple of days of misery. So anyway, yeah, so Fox News is just misreporting this. All the other news stations are misreporting it too, for the most part, because they like to sensationalize things. It's. I remember when the Loma Prieta earthquake happened in the Bay Area, and every piece of footage they showed was of some kind of devastation. And you would think if you were living in Chicago or something like that, that California was just destroyed, that the Bay Area was just destroyed. It wasn't. It was they overblow the footage. See, you learn when you're around something that happens. You kind of learn, that they really focus on something particular and make it seem like it's widespread. Well, that's what they're doing with this. And of course, you have the president out there saying that, are you telling me that what I'm seeing on TV is wrong? Yes, Mr. President. Yes, Mr. Nazi President. It is wrong because, I mean, if you really believe that what you see on Fox News is the truth, then you're dumber than you look. You're dumber than I thought you were. Probably not. You're pretty dumb. Anyway, so my man on the street was there last night. So we'll go through this video right here. I'm gonna go to this as I call this ice number 1 right here. Here you go. This is the scene.
This is the Federal Protective Service. The facility is closed and not open to the public. Stay out of the area of the driveway to allow for vehicular traffic.
So watch what happens.
Street. Anyone to include the press trespassing on federal property is subject to arrest.
So the Gestapo walks out.
Of having camouflage. Do you know the definition
And see, there's
of
the line
word
right there. That's federal
camouflage?
property. And here's all the protesters out here. And so they come out and they make a line so that these cars can leave.
Why are y'all always coming out looking like a bunch of dollar store Darth Vaders?
They're out there playing cosplay. All the ICE protesters are playing cosplay. While a couple of dignitaries leave, they're probably some Fox News or right-wing podcasters or something. Because they do. If you look on the roof, they'll show some pictures of the roof here in a minute. There's some civilians up there, and they're not today maybe. There were a little later on. See, they're allowing
bunch of fucking Nazi pedophile piece of shit.
They're allowing.
You think you're tough, big guy? Look at you.
I think that was my man on the street right there.
Do you like being a Nazi?
Look at you.
Is this a good legacy for you?
For the Golden Ballroom.
That's not him. But
It's still being.
my man on the street was right there, face to face with this Gestapo goon, this Nazi with his little toy gun. Actually, those shoot pepper balls. And see that there's up on the roof there. There's some civilians up there, so they're allowing their little propagandist news media up there. Probably Fox News types and other right-wing propagandists that just show bullshit. And I'll show larger pictures in a minute. I have it all set up for that. You can see it up there. So he's got his pepper spray. See, now the other night there was an argument out on the street. It was out further on the street from where they are, which is not federal property. She was arguing with the ICE agents or saying something to them, which is her constitutional right to do. And another guy comes up and he grabs her and starts to pull the ICE dude away, and he sprays her with chemicals in her face. He did it unprovoked. She wasn't doing anything wrong. That was assault. Now, Portland police are investigating that, and they may be filing federal charges against that ICE agent, whoever it is. Of course, they'll cover it up because he's wearing a mask. So in that case, it's like, you guys are all Charlie. Well, guess what? They're all ICE. Then all of them need to get prosecuted for it then. If we can't determine who it is, let's prosecute all of them. Every ICE agent that's there should be prosecuted for that assault if you're not going to identify. Bottom line, what do you do? What do cops do when they pull over a group of motorcycle riders? They don't always know who did what. Somebody might have violated something and they didn't know who did what. And I know this because I used to ride with some guys, and everybody wear the same thing, so it was really hard to tell. But they would just take it everybody. We should do the same thing. It's fair play. So the bottom line is, this ICE agent assaulted. See, that's what I keep telling you. We do not need to bring the violence. We need to go out there and peacefully protest. We need to get in their face, yell and scream at them, call them what they are: Nazis, fascists, racist garbage, and then they will bring the violence. Unfortunately, there are some instances like last night where a couple of right wingers had showed up, like they do. They're coming in, like I said, from Washington and stuff, and to cause trouble. And somebody lost his cool and took a swing at him, and he ended up paying the price. He got clobbered, but 3 people were arrested, including I forget the guy's name, but he's unremarkable to me, obviously. But he grabbed somebody's flag away from there, burning a flag, and it was grabbed away from him. Now, it is our constitutional right to burn a flag if we want to. There's nothing wrong with it. It may go against city ordinances for fires, but that's the only real crime. Now, I know Trump has made his executive order, but you know what? Executive orders are not law, so fuck him. The bottom line is, I've never believed in burning flags of any sort. it's not my cup of tea. But if somebody wants to do that and as a protest, they're certainly entitled to do that. Um, but there's been Supreme Court decisions on that no executive order can overturn that. So it's not illegal to burn an American flag, by the way, just so you know. I don't care what Trump believes that he can do. So let's go through those videos again in large size here.
This is the Federal Protective Service. The facility is closed and not open to the public.
Give you a better
Stay
view.
out of the area of the driveway to allow for vehicular traffic. Remain on the sidewalk or across the street. Anyone, to include the press, trespassing on federal property is subject to arrest.
But you'll see that everybody's not on federal property. The two people that got arrested last night stepped on the line, and were tackled and arrested, which is kind of weak to me. But you know, that's
You know the
that's the way it
definition
goes.
of the word camouflage?
I love the comments.
Why y'all always coming out looking like a bunch of dollar store Darth Vaders over here? Tangerine Emperor Palpatine. You're nowhere near the Darth. Nowhere near the Darth. Like seriously, why y'all coming out here looking like a bunch of freaking TV Darth Vaders, huh?
Well, that guy is a cop right there. They're videotaping the crowd. While they wear masks, they're videotaping the crowd.
Bunch of fucking Nazi pedophile piece of shit. You think you're tough, big guy?
Nazi pedophile piece of shit. Yep, that's about right. Working for a Nazi pedophile piece of shit.
You like being a Nazi? Is this a good legacy for you?
For the Golden Ballroom.
What about you?
Flirting.
It's
Why
still
are we
being,
flirting with protesters?
He's got his blood type on his shirt. That's funny.
Yeah, look at you, fucking Nazi guy.
This is embarrassing. It's 1720 out here?
I think it's very clear.
Where is it?
I know that you were taking advantage of the student loan forgiveness.
That looked like that dude up there on the roof, the guy that actually got arrested. The right wing. What the hell's that guy's name? I'll find it. No, hang on. We'll go to the next video for you.
Back into your pen. Bye.
Well, my man on the street just gave me some more video. It's from Reddit though.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Back to the pig pen.
Back to the pig pen. Oh, Nick Sortor. Sounds like a Russian. I think that looked like him up. That looked like him up on top there.
Everyone hates you.
The guy with the mustache up there.
We will never back down.
We will never back down. That's right. So that guy, right? Or is he right there? That looks like Nick Sortor right there. I'm not sure if it is, but it kind of looks like him. Sortor or whatever the hell it is. I don't know who he is. He's just some right-wing blogger that got arrested last night. And he's crying about it. Hey. As Keg's Breath said, fuck around and find out.
Ice out of Portland.
Ice out of Portland, yeah. Jump. Jump. I love it. That's funny. Yeah, so there we have it. That was what in Portland last night. And then my man on the street did a walkthrough today of the South Waterfront area to show all the occupation and fires that are going on. And without further ado, here we
Hello.
go.
So,
My man on the
right
street.
now I'm in the south waterfront of Portland by Elizabeth Brothers Park, and we're gonna go check out the park.
You'll
'cause it looks
recognize
like
this
there's
from my other
a
video.
gathering here today.
There was a farmer's market, from what I understand.
And this is the first I've seen of a gathering in this park. There's a decent amount of people, a lot of press, and some activists, locals. See some veterans. Not Antifa, whatever that means. There's a big push to revoke the ICE permit so that they cannot operate out of the building that is over that way. But this is, you can see, it's just a gathering, a lot of people. Everyone's just kind of milling about, hanging out. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and start walking towards the ICE facility, which is down at the south end of this south waterfront area. And Mark, you can go ahead and speed this process up.
I won't.
I'll try and keep the camera as steady and
I want people to
straight
see.
as
I don't
possible.
want it to people to say.
But just to show you that there's no, violent occupation of this neighborhood. It's just a lot of people, mostly locals, hanging out. And on that topic, most of the counter protesters that were down at the ICE facility last night are actually not locals. They're from surrounding areas like Vancouver, or other areas up in Washington, with the exception of I think one. I don't know his name though. But basically, as you can see, there's police right there. So there's a big police presence today. When I was heading down here, I was over on Sandy Boulevard, and I saw a Portland Police Department SUV driving by with an LRAD on top. So it looks like they're
that's a
preparing
listening
for
device. It's a
operations.
sophisticated listening device.
I should say last night was probably the biggest gathering outside of the ICE facility that I've seen since the start of the protests down here. They were, pretty big early on, kind of petered off in the summer. And within the last couple of months, they've picked up considerably. So right now, it looks like people are putting in a bigger effort to, show their resistance to ICE. And the turnouts have been significant.
Good.
So I'll go ahead and shut up for now.
See how long that lasts. People just chilling.
A lot of people don't want to have their faces shown, so if it's possible to blur them, we'll try and do that. Most of these people are just, doing their jobs.
Yeah, we don't need to
standing
blur
outside
them.
of their
If they're in
apartments.
public,
So,
they have no
another
expectation of
thing for theirs.
privacy. And he doesn't
know what
videotape
that was
anybody
about.
doing anything
I think
wrong,
that
so
person just ran a stop sign
there's no reason for it.
in front of law enforcement, no less.
Oops. I know some right winger is going to go, look at all the
So
graffiti on the street.
So far, it's apparent that there's not a comprehensive occupation going on. The presence that we've seen so far
Those are survey marks.
has been pretty moderate and consisted of just, locals peacefully gathering over in that park. And all of the space in between has been pretty sparse. No one really around. This is one of the apartments that was referenced recently,
I've seen that in the news.
showing solidarity. A couple months ago, people were being allowed to shower inside of there and
Nice.
get water, take a break from protesting.
Good deal.
But all of the encampments that did exist down here have been dismantled.
Humanity you'd never find in a
months
red state.
ago, and are now way closer over here.
The so-called Christians
including
who aren't.
at this school, which is straight ahead. And that school shut down because of the chemical weapons that were being used by ICE and the Portland Police Department.
Not Portland.
Although, actually, I don't know if it was Portland Police because I don't think they're allowed to anymore. So yeah, here we are outside of the ICE facility.
There's the ICE facility
in the
right
daytime.
there.
As you can see, there's no heavy occupation. It's not militarized. Protesters are unarmed. They have signs. Honk if you love ICE. Yeah, those are actually pro-ICE protesters over there talking to someone else. Kind of sad.
Well, they're Nazis. What do you expect?
I'll go ahead and walk over there.
Like, I'm ready at any time to die, because I'm going to the good place.
Shit, the hell you are.
You
You're
are
going to
afraid of
hell.
death. Because you know that your God is a spiteful and hateful
Fucking losers.
God bless America.
Yeah, fuck you. Yeah, there's not really much else going on down here, but yeah.
No, you're bad. You're actually bad. No, you're bad.
And what?
Yeah, it's not really worth engaging with those people.
Hey, Griff.
Trying to
He's
pull
one.
people
He's
away.
one of the protesters. Pull him away from there. Get away from him. It's just going to be trouble.
Doing my best not to film faces where I can avoid it.
Protests were going on.
Most of these markings on the ground are not graffiti.
So here we go. This is the most comprehensive part of the encampments here. I'm not going to film people's faces as much as I can, but I will go ahead and turn around when I get up here and look back down the block and kind of show that it is a very small area that is being occupied by people who live here, I should say. The ICE agents are not locals. So it is them who is
They're the occupiers.
occupying a section of the city that we want to go ahead and take their permits away, so they can't do that anymore. But yeah, so this is it. You got some people milling about coming over here, but it is confined to just this area right outside of the ICE facility and not several blocks. Yeah.
Nonsense that Fox
I hope
News
that was
says.
somewhat enlightening, not the fucking Fox News narrative that has been being pushed by, shills.
Nazi propagandists like
but-
Jesse Waters.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Thanks to my man on the street. He just did a great job there. So here's what he said. First of all, there are always journalists there and nobody gets in their way. A reporter for the Oregonian has conducted multiple interviews with protesters who talk calmly with him. Second, right wingers show up all the time and protesters engage in discussion with them. I did that twice last night and ended the conversation shaking hands with the people, even though we still disagreed fundamentally. I'll go, yeah, he's just saying he'd go right down there. Yep. And some other stuff. But he was made some references to Katie Davis Court on the Nazi propagandist Jesse Waters show the other day. Who's telling him that, oh, it's several blocks and there's fires all over the city. It's like, whatever. It's not true. So this is really what's going on in Portland. You saw last night, you saw that it was relatively peaceful. And when ICE needs to get a car out of there, people generally get out of the way. Nobody's blocking them. We probably need to start doing that at some point. But nobody's doing that. And some tear gas canisters were fired, I think last night, later on. But again, it's, ICE starting the violence, ICE assaulting protesters. the usual BS. That's what's really going on in Portland. The war, there is no war. The war, it's not war ravaged. The only people that are committing violence for the most part are ICE and right wingers that show up. So, and definitely there's some heated arguments that went on, and somebody took a swing at one of the right wingers last night, and I know it kind of infuriating some of the stupid shit they say, but you just got to keep your calm. I've been to lots of these protests before on both sides of the issue. I was at a protest in San Francisco back when I was a Republican. There were 30 of us, and there were 100,000 of them. And we walked with them. We argued with them and everything else. It takes a lot of guts to do something like that. By the way, it's not for the faint of heart. That's for sure. There were literally 30 of us against 100,000. That was pretty crazy. But guess what? We walked away. And we weren't assaulted. So there's that. Anyway, that'll be it for tonight. And always peace.